might have heard of the financial independence retire early movement, also known as the FIRE movement. But what about people who would rather be financially independent and continue working? Here to talk with me about that is Kurt Wunderlich from Buckingham Strategic Wealth. Kurt, welcome.
Thank you, Alana. Great to be here. The FIRE movement gets a lot of press coverage. You get to retire at 28, then you just travel the world for the rest of your life somehow. But some people, they went to college, they have post college degrees, they have PhDs. They really want to be, in that career. We have a physician at Buckingham that his goal is to work for 40 years as a physician. So the FIRE movement's not for them. So just because some people choose one path versus another doesn't mean that one's better, but we want to shine light on some of these opportunities that these longer career professionals have, where they can still enjoy that moment and not scrimp and scrape every penny and make their own deodorant out of baking soda, and they can enjoy life with what's important to them.
So to start that off, in this article, can you walk me through some of the ways people might go about doing that?
Yeah, so I'll start with actually why this all came up. So there's an interesting article that got sent out to me where one of our advisors built out a model that showed people who could save more later in life versus scrimp and scrape early. Gave me this insight to say, okay, how can we make this a reality? And some of these insights can be, making sure you're on the right track. Like, obviously, we don't know if we can really have that 40-year career or not. So being able to be financially savvy enough early on, but not take all the fun out of life along the way. A lot of clients that we have that are high earners, right now, the backdoor Roth is still a thing that may go away with Build Back Better plan. Building out those type of plans and understanding, hey, we're on the right trajectory as long as we keep here. But we also know that, hey, we're younger, we're trying to enjoy that life. Being able to take some of those trips, maybe if you want a Rolex or something like that, you buy that. But making sure that you understand those trade-offs fully and that you are still aligning your values with your goals along the way.
So one of the things you mentioned in your article is the concept of top financial goals as how people should start aspiring to them. Can you give some examples of what a top financial goal could be?
I think for these, if you're a longer career professional, you're probably going to buy a house, an apartment, a condo, etc. There's going to be some place where you're going to nest. That's usually a big short-term goal we see for people, that I want to buy a house in the next 3, 5, 10 years, or buy that second home. And other ones are saying, hey, I want to be able to be financially independent at 55 because I know I'm not forced to work, so it can take some of that pressure off me if something should happen. So those are the two biggest goals we see along the way. And then for those clients that are closer to that retirement age, they may have grandkids, and then that legacy becomes a bigger impact goal, as well as how do we help kids pay for school, or how do we help pay for daycare bills or take the big family vacations. Those are kind of those early on goals versus those later on goals we see.
And for saving for these different types of goals, what types of risks need to be taken into consideration?
So when we're thinking longer term, you have to not only beat inflation because you have to keep your purchasing power in place, but you also have to have growth, because the beauty of saving is that compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. So how do we build on that? So there's a lot of portfolios that will be stock or alternative heavy for clients that are looking to build wealth over time as opposed to preserve wealth with that fixed income portfolio. So you're going to see the ups and downs of your portfolio along the way, but knowing that over time, you're expected to have a better return with those investment products, it should set you up for a more successful retirement.
Is there anything else on this topic that we haven't touched on that you think is really important to say?
I think it's a lot of been mentioned underlined, but just because your friends are doing retirement one way or saving things another doesn't mean that they're doing it the right way. It's all about building that personalized plan for you, taking advantage of your situation and those opportunities that you have so that you can build your successful financial future in the way you see fit, whether it is retiring at 28 and traveling the world, or never actually retiring and enjoying having the big house if that's your goal.
Well, thanks so much, Kurt. I thought those were some great answers.
Well, Lon, thanks for having me. Have a good one.